Hey guys, it's Amy. How are y'all doing? I've got something popping up on my window and I can't see what it is. It's wanting me to choose all this crazy stuff. So we're live. Yay. How are you all this Saturday afternoon? It's nice and sunny here-ish. We're supposed to get some clouds all day, and my grandson has a ball game at 1 o'clock, so I'm trying to get all my live and all that stuff done before we go to his ball game. And I'm trying to find it on my Facebook. There we go. So I can see your comments. Turn this off. Hi Tina, how are you? And today I'm going to show you something with the hand pen Petals. I need to move this over so I can actually see your comments. And move the window. It doesn't let me move the window. Oh, well, okay. So I get to see the comments on my phone. If I don't see it, sorry. I'll get to you, I promise. Anyway, today I'm going to do something with the hand-penned Petals, which will be in our new catalog. It goes live May 4th. I was playing yesterday, and I know some of you saw my card on the Donate Life North Carolina. I was actually featured in Louisiana as a person to speak to them about child congenital heart disease with transplantation as the end result. So I did do the interview, and I have not heard the podcast yet, but that's okay. So I have that, and I did the card yesterday, because yesterday was blue and green day. Today I'm in my gray because it's supposed to be cloudy. But anyway, I did the Donate Life card, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to use some other colors today. So let's get to it. Let me switch over to my desk. There you go. Now you can see my desk. These are all the colors of the rainbow that I used for my card. And I love this card. This is the colors that I used for the card we're going to do today. This is the one that I did, and I posted it yesterday. I'm going to show you how to do these flowers. And we're going to change it up a bit because I felt like, why make the same card all the time? So I don't know if you saw it, but I love it. This is done with the same blues that I have right here, which are Night of Navy and Balmy Blue. I use both the light and the dark. The centers are the darkest Night of Navy, and then I go out with the darker colors, and then the light is on the very tips is the soft Balmy Blue. It's the lightest Balmy Blue. And then the leaves back here are done in Garden Green and Granny Apple Green, and they're stamped in the Forever Fern die set. Stamped them and then cut them out. We're not going to use the Forever Fern today. We're going to use the actual dies that go with the penned petals, which are these little guys. I've cut and colored some of them so that you can just see them, because you don't want to sit here and watch me color all of these guys. But those are some of the leaves I've put. We're not going to have as many leaves on this today as I do, because we're just going to kind of wing this card. But I did color all of my flowers, so I will show you how to do one now, I promise. But this is the hand petal suite, and I love it. I didn't think I'd love it as much. I was going for the artistic something that's in the catalog, which I don't have because, we can't order and we can't do anything with them. Good morning, Sandy. How are you? This is the inside of this is the dies. I've used this flower die. I've not used any of the stamps. This flower die. I've got a couple of these cut out. And then I used these two leaves. These two right here. Just so you can see what I'm using. I've already cut them out, and I've just done them on Whisper white paper or basic cardstock, whatever you have that's white, and your blends will color for you. So I'm going to put this away because I've done all of that, and I've got my little space here with all the coloring and my little scratch piece of paper. Now, this is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm going to maybe use this little leftover piece of, do you ever have these? These are from the rectangles. And you cut a bunch of rectangles and you've got these little pieces left over. Well, I'm going to try to incorporate it. I don't know if it's going to work out. I've also got a piece 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 of just your basic white, embossed with the Subtles embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that. I love this embossed subtles folder. Very sad it's going to be retired. Very, very, very sad because it does look like linen paper. But we have linen paper in the catalog now. So there is that. But then I'm going to try to put these on this instead of a strip behind it like I did in the other card. And these are my flowers that I have colored. You'll notice this one's got the bits in the center that I managed to keep in the center. It's pretty hard because it's a very good die cut, and it cuts it all out. I mean, all of it comes out. It just falls right out right away. And so I have all these little bitty pieces over here on that side. Over there. See, one just fell out. Try not to let it fall out. But see, I colored those bits darker in the center, which I think looks really cool. But I can't seem to keep them all in there. So, you know, they fall out. It's okay. So I have a couple of others, and I'm going to bring some in. I'm going to move these out of the way before we start adhering and losing pieces parts. Here's that part. See if I can put it. Oh, that's not it. That's for a different one. Let's just move these out of the way so we don't lose any parts. And I do suggest that you keep a piece of copy paper or something underneath your blends because it does bleed through. And if you want to know my colors, this is Calypso Coral and the Pale Papaya here. That's these colors. That's what I used for this flower. And I'll put this on the blog so you know what colors I've used. This one is Flirty Flamingo and Polished Pink for this one. This one is Highland Heather, which is these. And the Fresh Freesia, the new in color. Hope you feel better, Sandy. It'd be nice when you get to play. And my yellow one is done with Mango Melody and So Saffron for this one. And then the blue, of course, is in the Night of Navy and the Balmy Blue. So I'm just going to color some of these green leaves. My green leaves are done in Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. I don't really think they look that great together, but we don't really have a darker shade of Granny Apple Green that kind of blends with it. Pear Pizzazz doesn't come in a blend, so I winged it. So you're going to start with your darkest color first, which is the Granny Apple Green, or I mean the Old Olive, dark Old Olive. And I'm going to take this, and I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to come in here and color inside where these holes are, just so those holes get a little of the dark color on the edges, so that when you move it away, you see the trim. I've got to get a better camera so y'all can see the trim and I don't have to zoom in. See the trim there? So that's how you're going to color that, just around the edges. And we're just going to do a couple of these. We're not going to do a whole bunch. That's why I saved the leaves. They're the easiest to do. You're just going to want to make sure that it goes around your edge with the darkest color. Then I'm going to take the next color, which would be the light Old Olive. And I'm just going to go over a little bit on the outside of this. And I'll show you in a second what it looks like. Just kind of blend it out, just so you get around there. And then the rest of it will be done in Granny Apple Green. I do kind of put some here in the middle, so you can see that, where I blended the dark and the light. Then I'm going to take the dark Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going over the same spots, just so that it brings out and blends in with that Old Olive. But I'm kind of staying on the edges. But I want it to blend. That's the big thing, is blending it in so it looks like it's really dark in the center and pulls out. Now I'm going to my light Old Olive, or my light Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to color over the whole thing. So those spots that didn't get any color will be very light. And I know, Sandy, you know how to do this. We did those cards for your son's wedding, those thank you cards. We did lots of blending on the purples. So there's your green leaf. It's got a little dark, it's got a little light, and I think it looks great. So let's see. I'm trying to see. I've got 3 of those. I've got 1 more of those, so I'm going to do that one. You're going to do the same thing with your flowers. Now, like on this one where I was able to keep the dark, I did dark all around the edges, and then I did the dark on these little bits that kept popping out, because you see one's popped out on me here. So that's what you do with your dark. That would be your dark, and then you go to the next darkest, and then the darkest, and then you go all the way till you get to the lightest. The lightest should be on the outside. You could start light and work your way in dark. Either way works just fine. It's all in your preference. I prefer to go dark and then go light, because once you rub that light over it, if you're pretty quick, it will blend it really well. A lot of people like to do the light first, because then it stays wetter longer, and you can add and it will blend. It's really whatever you prefer. I'm a little not as fast as I'd like to be, so that's why I go with the dark, and then I just add color to it. And then if I've got it too dark, I just bring in my color lifter and boom, I'm done. But I haven't gotten anything so dark that I didn't like it, so you know, there's that. So I'm just doing the granny apple, the old olive, all these colors. Blah, blah, blah. And now I'm doing the light old olive, just making sure I have the right pen as I color here. And that's why, because this is going to be such a quick video, I have a ball game to go to here in a little while. My daughter's also doing some schoolwork, and I'm trying not to impede her while she's doing schoolwork. But we did kick the grandkids out. It's not raining, go outside and play. It's where they should be. And now I'm going to my dark granny apple green. And I'm just going to come in and blend in that old olive. And the old olive area will look really dark. Which it looks good. I think it looks great. And you could make your stem really dark. You could go back in and color some of the stem. Make it super dark. That's up to you. And then I'm doing the light granny apple green. I just wish we had another color in between garden green, granny apple green, and old olive. Something not as bright as granny apple green, but not as dark as the old olive and garden green. Alright, I think I want some more old olive in there. I'm going to put some on the little stems here. Because, you know, the stems are usually really dark. So we're going to put on a stem here. There we go. And then when I add extra dark, I go back and add the last color to blend it a little better. Just where I've added the extra. There you go. So now we've got another leaf for you to see. And there we go. Now let's put this together. Would you like me to do a flower so you can see a flower as well? Yay? Nay? Yes? Yes, we'll do a flower. So I'm going to do one of these little ones and just show you the little ones. It's this little guy. And what color? I kind of like the pinks. Let's choose the... I like the corals too, so... You know, either or would work fine. I think I'm going to do the pinks. I got them right here. They're calling my name. I love pink. Let's see. Let's start with the darkest, which would be the polished pink. The dark polished pink. And I do like to do the little tip here. And I'm just going to, again, do like I did the green. And I'm going to go over and around all these little edges. Like that. Now I do have one that has a... I have all my little bits, but I don't know which ones fit where, so I'm not even going to go there. So there I've got the polished pink in, and this is my light polished pink. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to color in all around the center. And go a little above that dark polished pink all the way around. Then I'm going to take Flirty Flamingo, the dark. Here we go. And I'm going to blend out with this. Now some of it will all be that dark Flirty Flamingo. Some of it won't be. And I'm going to leave it like that. And then I'm going to come in with the light Flirty Flamingo, the big brush, and just come and color all of that. Just blend it all in together. This is where it becomes beautiful. It blends all those colors, and they just look like they blend together. And they do. They really blend well. I'm going to come back in and put a little bit of this dark in here around these bits, because I really want that kind of dark. Because, you know, it is. It's supposed to be really dark. I mean, technically, it could probably be black. But, you know, that's really where the flower shines with its depth, is the center of a flower. So there you go. I know it's not really that good because you can't see it on white to see the color. Here, we'll do it like this. There you go. Now you can see the color. So that's one color. Pinks! Sandy, you and your pinks. All right, now I'm going to move this. You see my doodle paper. All my colors and all my doodles. So let's try to put this card together. I've got my base. Again, it is, I'll put this the right way so I can read the sizes. It is 5.5 by 4.25. Yes. Yes, 4.25. 5.5 by 4.25 embossed with the subtles. And I'm going to layer this here with dimensionals. But before I do that, I'm going to put all my colors on, like the rainbow. We're going to start with our yellow, then our coral, then our pink, then our purple, and then our blue. Now, if I had green and red, we could do those too, but I don't. We're going to just leave it just like this. And I'm going to put these down just like that. I'm just going to use regular old Tombow glue. And then we're going to put the green behind this piece here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Move my base out of the way. Now, I don't know what this is going to look like. It might work. It might be really kind of gross. I don't know. We'll find out. But we're just going to set these down. And I love this ornate die. I mean, this is like one of my favorite dies they have. And I'm so happy to see they kept it. I like the borders, but, you know, I'm not crazy sold on the borders. It's fine. Now, when you've got some of these pieces that have the centers, make sure you're very careful when you put them on because it will shift. See, my little piece shifted, so I'm going to have to take it out and put it back. So I'm going to put this one down, and make sure you get a little glue on those little pieces, or they may shift right out like this one did. This has glue on it, so it should be just fine. I'm going to stick it back down in there. There we go. And this one shifted too. Let's see if we can shift it back. It shifted good. There we go. There we go. I'm so glad Tombow dries clear. And now we've got the pink. And I don't do anything but the center of these flowers because once it's dry, I'm going to curl the flowers up a bit so that we can get the petals like they're lifting off, if that makes sense to you. And I'm also trying to let them overlap just a bit. I know this one doesn't seem to overlap up here, so we'll try to move it just a hair. That's the beauty of the glue. But the beauty of the glue is also it's on my fingers too. There we go. And we've got one more, our blue, which is what I used yesterday in my card. And I'm going to have it come down here. It's going to overlap probably quite a bit more. I could go up and adjust these and shift them up just a little bit more so they're not so crazy on top of each other. There. There we go. Now there's our colors. I'm letting this dry because what I'm going to do is curl those leaves or those petals so that they can all be pretty. You could pop these up if you'd like to. That's really up to you. So this is going to pop here. And you could do the center. You could do the side. I might do the side. I could put another layer. But what I'm going to do is put these leaves behind it. But I don't really know how I want to do that yet. So, you know, I always lay these down before I start putting them down. And I want to alternate some over here. Some of these. So it just depends on how they fit on here. And then some over here. Put this down here. You know, you get 2 or 3. I've got 3 of each. So, you know, you got to kind of be even. Go up here. We might need more leaves. Let's put this one in the middle. So it's kind of even. Because remember, this is going to be popped up. You could even put more of that foliage and do the, but I didn't want that much foliage. I could leave it like that. Or I could just pop these in here. I don't know what you think. Doing it like this. Oh, ooh, here we could do this. And have a few of the single ones pop out this way. Yeah, I think I kind of like it like this better. What do you guys think? I see pretty is the last comment I see. So, do you think it should go behind the petals or behind the ornate piece? So maybe we could go behind petals. I like this piece behind the ornate. And these little petals behind the leaves. That's my take. What do you guys think? I like them in both places. Well, that's not really helping. Okay, so I don't know. Gotta space them out a little bit here. Maybe we'll just go with 3 leaves like this. Thanks, Tina. Very concise. She's got it. So that's what we'll do. I kind of like that anyway. We'll just do a few. Arrange them. But that's the beauty of doing this. Y'all can go around and make your own. And make it however you want. Now, when you do this, if you're going to curl this petal where it's at, go ahead and curl your petal so it doesn't glue down with your leaf. Y'all are funny today. Oh, let's see. And I'll put another one over here. We'll have it go down. There we go. And this one, I might have to make some more of these little leaves. Because I like the little leaves. Just putting it on the edges. And we're going to put one over here. There we go. That one needs to pop in some more. Here we go. Come on. Okay. Now I'm going to put this up with dimensionals before I put my big leaves. I think I'm going to put it on the side, leaving me room for a sentiment. Your brain's probably still in a fog, Sandy. I know mine would be on all those meds for your sinuses. Woo! I get into that big sinus fog. Alright, I'm putting some dimensionals behind the ornate border piece so you can see them. And we're just going to pop this on here. You could put other colors. You could put more layers. Really wouldn't matter. I'm kind of just going to do all white. And I want the colors of the flowers to stand out. As soon as I can get all the dimensionals off. I'm going to put this like right here so I have room for a sentiment. There we go. And then I'm going to come back in and put these other leaves in here. Just a little bit like that so we get some more leaves. Some more green. And then put this on a... I'm not putting a sentiment on it because I save my cards and put sentiments before I mail them because I never know who I'm going to mail them to. I like randomly mail cards. And that way if they wanted to put their own sentiments on it, they can. There we go. And I've got one more And of course, he's going to go at the bottom. Yes, I agree, girls. I love, love, love the ornate borders. Or the die. These aren't the borders. These are the layers. There we go. There's the base of my card. I am going to take this. And let's see if I have any. I don't have any of my big, thick cardstock out right now. Here's one. Let me cut one real quick. Okay, cut one real quick. Just your basic white cardstock, scored at 4 1/4, cut in half from your 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock. I'm looking for my bone folder. There we go. Alright, bone folder. You can place this right on top. You could trim this so you had a trim or an edge around it, but I like how it just leaves it out, just like that. There's nothing fancy about it. If you wanted it to look like more layers, you could trim this off. And matter of fact, we'll try that. See what it looks like. Why not? Can't hurt. Let's see, what's the size of this? Make it 5 1/4. There we go. Of course. I go cut it and it gets in the way, so we'll just use a pair of scissors. Perfectly scored. So this gives it a little layer of dimension. I don't know if you can tell. There you go. So it looks like it's on a piece of linen thread. And I'm going to curl up my leaves, or my petals. Just trying to make sure it stays stuck down, but curling up these petals so it looks really 3D. Okay, and then you just put it down. I'm going to save this little colored one that I did and stick it on the inside. And I could do a couple of those. Can't really tell which side's the which because it blended so much. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on this. You could pop this up again as well. Put dimensionals. But I'm not going to put dimensionals because this will be nice to be mailed just like this. And I'm going to put a few rhinestones. I mean, why not? It's beautiful the way it is. And since we use the colors of the rainbow, any colors that you have will be perfect. Gold, shimmer, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with clear because I like, I'm just going to do some old rhinestones here. Good old rhinestones. And I like the little bitty ones. Just for a little wow factor. There we go. Put this little one in the inside, or I could actually just take and stamp one of these flowers on the inside. What y'all think? That's the card for today. These are the two that I've done. And I've used just the die cut and my Stampin' blends for this. I think it's great. Put my back. Put my picture back. There we go. Okay. So now those are my two cards. I hope you like them. They're gorgeous. I love them a lot. I'm going to actually show you Tuesday it should come out. I'm going to have another quick little post on a different little technique with some alcohol that I found. I know I've been trying to do simple little quick techniques on Tuesday, just a little video. So I will see you then. It will be pre-recorded, but if not, I'll see you next Saturday. Y'all have a great weekend. Talk to you then. Bye.